Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and having a beautiful day. I haven't seen you guys in ages because I've been hiding. Anyway, guys, I hope you're well and having a beautiful day. Well, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Karen and I enjoy everything quilting. Literally, I really do. So in today's tutorial, I have a beautiful, simplistic one-day quilt for you. And yes, you heard me correct. And I know a lot of people say that, but this one was literally one day. All right. It is really quick to make, and I think you're going to have fun making it. I'm going to show it to you now because it's literally right here next to me. So this is what it looks like. Very simplistic. You don't even need a pattern for this one. And you can use your creativity to make one just like it if you would like to. So if you're in a rush for a quilt, or if you just want to make something really quick to boost that confidence, this is the one for you. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to take you through to the video. But before I do that, there is a competition to win this quilt. And I'd like to give away some items to my subscribers, because a lot of you have been supporting me from day one. A lot of you support me by buying my patterns, etc., you know, always commenting, and I'd like to give something back. All right, so I have a few items that I'd like to give away. So this is the starting of that, and I am going to cover the postage. All right, guys. So with that being said, do listen out or do read the description box down below for the details of how to enter the competition. And I can't wait to hear from you. So bye for now, and let's get straight into the video. Why am I being so silly? I don't know. All right, guys, let's get started. Hi guys, so today I have some 5-inch squares, and you can see the block in the middle. Now this block, it's probably about 4 years old. I made it as a sampler and for a quilt. I think it was my sister's quilt. Well, I said my sister's quilt, but when the quilt I was quilting when my sister died. So I was actually just working out a pattern for it. Nevertheless, I still have it, and I have the 5-inch squares that I wanted to use up. I'd like to give this quilt away, actually. In fact, I have a few quilts that I'd like to give away to you guys. Just haven't had the time to organize the giveaway. Anyway, so I've laid out the 5 inches squared, and I decided was to put that block in the middle, just to use it up as a scrap block, and make it into a little quilt or something. Not sure what such size is going to be. I am going to add some scraps as a border. I don't think it's going to be that big anyway. It's probably, at the moment, looking at it there, in length of probably 50 inches in length without it being sewn together. But I'm going to go in a little bit closer and show you how I've laid it out. Well, nothing, you know, I've just tried not to add too many light colors against each other. I'm thinking of moving these two together there, actually. I think they're just a bit too strong there. They're too strong colors. A lot of the colors are very pale in the background. They're light colors, aren't they? So that's the idea. But I'm going to sew it together as is. I'm not going to move anything around. I think I've done enough of that. It's really to use up these squares. These squares are also probably about 3 to 4 years old. And I just want to get rid of them. I can hear Jackson growling in the background. I think he's growling at the birds. So that is what I'm going to do. And just sew it together. It's going to be a quick one today. Sometimes I just like to use up the fabrics and just kind of lower it down to see Well, yeah, just want to lower my fabrics collection basically. I did add some one Christmas print in there, well, two. And these are squares that I've actually cut into 5 inch squares ages ago. And I'm referring to these ones here, the lighter ones. All right. But I like to just try and give the fabric collection a bit of a light. And when I say my collection, meaning all the stash that I have, just to like reuse up stuff. And sometimes the quickest way to do that is to just sew them together as they are, rather than, you know, cut them up into smaller pieces or trim them down or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do. I do like putting that in there though. It kind of stands out. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And we'll take it from there. So just the 5 inch squares. It doesn't look bad on the camera actually, looking at it from my point of view here. It doesn't look bad, it looks good. All right guys, so I'm going to sew and then I will show you what I've done with the borders. I do have some scraps borders here, as I mentioned. Now these scraps here are from the quilt that I did with the piece backing, so I'm going to use this also. These were the excess from the piece backing, so I'm going to use that in this quilt and see what it turns out like. I will probably add a solid border that separates the quilt from the border, so like an inner border is what I'm thinking of. Sometimes I like to do that. It just highlights or frames the actual quilt top itself. So, but I do like these pieces of scraps. They're all the cuts from the backing itself, so they're all long and lengthy. So yeah, I'm going to use that up, but I really want to get some of the scraps away. I do have quite a lot left in 3 boxes full here, and they did go down a lot, but now it's all full again, so I really want to sort of yeah, take them down a bit. So I intend to, and I can't keep all these quilts, even though I can't sell all the quilts. So what I want to do is give away to you guys. So I think that's the best thing to do, because a lot of you have been supporting me from day one, and it'll be nice to give something back. Okay, so I will organize myself with that and get it sorted. But for now, this is one of them. I am thinking of this as a picnic quilt. That's what it says in my brain, really. Yeah, to me, that's what it reads as. I like picnic quilts because, you know, you use them every year, don't you? Especially in the summertime. So, all right. So I'm going to go start sew together, and then I'll come back and show you what I've done so far. Jackson, who are you barking at? Huh? Who is outside? Let's have a look, because I don't know what's all this noise about. Jackson, there is nobody outside. I keep hearing you making so much noise. Oi, what's going on? There's nobody outside. Who are you seeing? Huh? Jackson, let me come down to your level, because it's like I am going blind. No, don't lick the camera. Jackson, who? You've been all grumpy this morning. Stop licking the window. Oh, that's disgusting. Jackson, you're not answering me. Oi. Are you answering the other doggies? Because I don't see anybody outside. Just literally, I'm not even seeing the neighbors. So I don't know who you're barking at. Are you going to stop now? Jackson, are you done? Yes? Oi. Jackson. I'm going to give you a bath in a minute. All right, I'm going to leave you alone. Please. You're disturbing the peace. Look how quiet it is outside. Only you, Jackson. I'm talking to you. Jackson. Oi. I'm talking to you. Ugh, ignore me. Are you done? All right, so this is where it's got to now. So I have added some extra fabric at the bottom there just because, no particular reason, so I can literally offset the seams rather than joining the blocks up block to block. All right, and I've added on the same thing here as well, just to offset it again. The middle block is there, and I've continued. So I'm doing this one now. I'm not sure if I want to add something in between here, to be honest, but I will see. It's really an ad hoc sort of feeling with with this quilt top, but yeah, but this is where I have gotten to so far. Looks all right, pleased with it. So I'm going to see where it takes me from here, and then I will show you where I've gotten to. Are you? What are you barking at? Who is outside? You're making me worried. I think that somebody's around the house. Who? Would you quit it? There's nobody there. Who are you barking at? Huh? Jackson. And you got an old Scrappy as well. Who do you see? Is it the birds? Leave my toes alone, thank you. What are you sniffing me for? It's so rude. Jackson, let's go have a bath. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's time to give you a bath. Probably that'll calm you down. You coming? Good boy. Let's go. Come on. No argument. We're not going upstairs. I want to give you a bath. In the laundry area. Yes? Are you going to behave when you get your bath? You know you go crazy. All right, come on. Look who is hating me right now. Jackson. I know when I get you out of there, you're going to go mental. No, what are you trying to do? Oi, Jackson. You good, baby? All right. I'm going to get you out in a minute. Let's make sure you're dry, and then you're good to go. I'm going to see the craziness. All right. So update, I've used some gray fabric. It looks a bit slightly pink with the lighting, but it's gray, and I've added on a border, so that's what it looks like for now. All right, so what I'm going to do is baste, and then from the basting I will definitely quilt. I have got to share this with you guys. Look who is finally learning and not allowed in my room. He's upset. Jackson, are you mad at me? You can't come in. No, excuse me. That's where you stay. I don't care. You're not allowed in. Sorry. You can stay there and talk to me, but you're not allowed in. No. No, because you keep chewing stuff and it will hurt you. So no. Right. Are you finally learned? Well done. No. Good boy. Don't even try to put that in there. I will get it good. You can't come in. Sorry. Sorry. You can grumble. Listen, you see the trickery you're trying to do? You're not allowed to even try tricks, okay? Yes, you can play out there, but you cannot play in here, sir. No. Sorry. Well, Tough, you caused this. You caused this, sweetie. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Well, it is what it is. Finally, you've learnt it. I know. Guys, let me show you this. My scissors fell. Let me show you how it actually fell. Unbelievable. It's a good thing Jackson is not allowed in the room, or I was standing there, because where it fell is where one of the places he used to sit. Let me show you. Look at that. That is how that scissors actually fell. I promise you I haven't touched it. Look at that. The tip went right in, and it is not even loose. It's in there. These things are so dangerous. Honestly, look at that. Wow, I'm just really, look, properly in there. So be careful with your little scissors. They are little crooks. They're to steal away your blood. That's what they're coming for. Just be careful with them. Look at that. You see how hard it was in? Wow. Alright, so this beautiful little scrappy quilt is now completed. The quilt measures 54.5 by 45.5. What do you think of it? I think it's beautiful. Now, this quilt was compiled with squares, scrappy squares. I use a grey inner sashing in between all three of the rows. I also added some background fabric just to offset the squares so that it wouldn't run in a particular row, so just not right across. So it's offset from the bottom all the way to the top. For the border, which is here, from the binding to there is the border. You remember I use a scrappy border, so there it is on that end here, all the way down. I didn't do any at the top, it was just on the sides, and the same here, so you can clearly see that it's a border. Looks good so far. Very happy with the outcome. I compiled this quilt in a day. I literally made it in one day. I did not quilt it on that particular day, but I definitely made the entire quilt with basting on the day, and I finished around 3 o'clock. So I could have gone ahead and quilted it, because I did a meandering quilt method for it, which doesn't take long. If you're ever in a hurry to complete a quilt very quickly, a stippling meander is quite easy to do, and it finishes the quilt quite beautifully. It gives you all that sort of dimple impression that you see over the quilt. I do see this quilt being used as a picnic quilt in my eyes. And I think one of the reasons I didn't choose white and I used grey is because I was thinking about it in that sense, whereby it can be used a little bit more longer. White can get dirty very quickly, isn't it? So I just felt that using the white was not in the correct use for a picnic quilt. But it's a scrappy one and it looks pretty good. All right. And I think also when you use other background colors such as grey, it really teaches you to, you know, blend your colors, contrast your colors very well. But overall, it looks pretty good. Happy with the outcome. On the back, I use a fabric you've seen before. This is flannelette, and this is the last of it, so I thought I'll use this up. But again, you can use either side for your picnic blanket, but pretty good. And again, you can see all the dimple impression of the quilting. So overall, a very beautiful little quilt that I think will be suitable for a romantic couple, you know, somewhere in the park, by the seaside. I'm giving you the dream, guys. I'm giving you the dream, okay? Glass of wine, nice little basket, and both of you just sit down with a, you know, having beautiful conversation. But either way, lovely little quilt. The squares looks really nice and happy with it. Everything to me came together really beautifully. So love the block in the middle. Really, really, I think it's a Maltese block, this particular one. Looks really nice in the middle there. This was a scrappy one that I had ages ago, and obviously, as you know, I decided to use it. I did some swirls in the actual block itself. So this is the only sort of, you know, pieced block in the middle there. I think it says something to the quilt, and it adds a little bit of mystery and question and conversation about it as to why that block was there. And if you're ever wondering whoever wins this quilt and you get questioned, well, the reason why this is there is because I went to Malta for my honeymoon, and I was impressed, and I went home and made that. So there you go, you got a story to tell. All right, so, and the block was made and never did use it. And I think I also added it to my sister's, it was a trial for the quilt I was making when my sister died. And so I think that's probably one of the reasons why I've never really used it. But I'm getting over these things, you know, as time goes by, and so I'm able to reach for them, but the idea came from the Malta holiday with my hubby. All right, so there you go, guys. This is it. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, do let me know down below. Now, for the competition, if you'd like to win this beautiful little picnic quilt, so you got a little bit of hearts going on there, all the details will be in the description box down below, and please follow all the details properly, okay? And then in a week or two or so, I will announce the winner, and I will email that person, and obviously I would ask you for your address and mail it out to you. All right, guys, so with that being said, bye for now. Happy quilting, and I'll definitely see you in the next one, guys. Oh, before we go, let me just tell you the binding. I just use a beautiful striking strong blue just to frame it up, and I love doing that with my quilts. If I don't add a permanent border, I always like to finish off with a binding that's really strong. All right, guys, so there's a last look of the quilt. So there it is. Bye for now, and happy quilting.